everyone, welcome back to Nerdybug's Teacher Corner and welcome back to the Alphabet series where I'm showing you 26 videos for ways that you can teach your students the alphabet online. Today we're going to be learning about letter C. I'm going to be going through different ways that you can teach the letter C with your students face-to-face or online. Keep on watching! Idea number one, as always, is to use the Jolly Phonics method. Now, if you don't know what Jolly Phonics is, I'll link a video in the description box for you. But for the letter C, the Jolly Phonics story, action, and song is about castanets. Now, if you don't know what castanets are, it's this instrument right here. Now, I'm Spanish, so I take a lot of pride in this instrument. And so naturally, it's one of my favorite activities to do with your students. Now, castanets are actually kind of hard to play for the students, but you can actually find Kiddie Castanets online. I'll try to find something similar to this and link it down in the description box for you. Now, in the Jolly Phonics method, they show you that letter C makes the sound like clicking castanets. So if you're teaching in person, you can actually let your students hold and touch these castanets. If you're teaching online, you can just show it to them and let them pretend. Or if you prepare learning kits for them, then you can also give them at least one castanet each. Idea number two is to read The Very Hungry Caterpillar story. This is a very good story to learn about nutrition, to learn about the stages, the life cycle of a butterfly, and it's also a very good way to incorporate numbers and counting into your reading activities. You can prepare props to go along with the story so that it's more interactive. If you're teaching online, you can send them printables to print ahead of time so that when you're telling the story, they can actually be telling the story with you. You can also ask them to prepare fruits or to bring one fruit, and so as you're going through the fruits in the story, maybe they can show you the fruit that they brought. Always, as much as possible, try to find any kind of way that they can be involved in every activity that you're doing. Idea number three is to play a Cookie Monster letter game. I think that this is a really fun activity. For my students, I actually prepare materials for them, so I just prepared this for them and sent it out to them in their monthly kit. But again, you can do it as a craft and prepare it together in class. Or something that you can do that is not as engaging but still works is for you to just be the one to demonstrate and to make a sort of show out of it. For example, you can ask your student, okay, I need to feed the Cookie Monster the letter A. Should I pick this one or this one? And let them pick. And then as you feed the Cookie Monster, you kind of bring it closer to the camera and let it munch. Yum, 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 yum. And they find that really funny and entertaining. Together, sort of with that lesson, you can also do cookie tasting. So you can ask the students to bring in their favorite cookies and you can eat them, taste them together. You can ask your students to describe the cookie to you. How does it taste like? Is it sweet? Is it sour? What does it look like? What's the shape? Etc. etc. Alright, for idea number 4, I think you can do a caterpillar art activity with your students. If you read The Very Hungry Caterpillar story with your students, then this is a good activity to follow up that story to reinforce that vocabulary even more. Idea number 5 is to wear little cat ears when you're teaching the letter C, and you can even ask your students to show you their cats if any of them have a cat at home. I guess that's one of my favorite parts of online teaching is that since the students are at home, you can incorporate a lot of the things that they have at home that are part of their lives and make that a part of their lesson. You can get to know your students more. They can get to know each other more by integrating little parts of their real lives into your lesson. Idea number 6 is to play a cookie number PowerPoint game. One of the things that I really enjoy doing with my students is creating interactive PowerPoints for them. Now, when I was in the school that I worked with, I actually sent these PowerPoints out to them and they worked independently on them after class, but you can also do this if you're having synchronous classes with them. You can just ask them to tell you what cookie they want you to click and you click it yourself. Okay, so this is the interactive PowerPoint I was telling you about. I've set the animations where if I click the wrong cookie, it doesn't do anything, but if I click the correct cookie, there's like an animation, right? And then it just goes like that. I'll actually, you know what? I'll link this down in the description for you so you can use this with your students if you want. And my last idea for you is to play a cow milking activity. You can ask your students to prepare a surgical glove and any white liquid, hopefully not real milk so we're not too wasteful, and then you can ask them to pretend to milk the cow. That's a good way to learn where milk comes from, and it's also a good fine motor activity. Alright, those are my ideas for how you can teach the letter C. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you can be with us as I teach you all of the other ideas that I have for the other letters in the alphabet. If you found this video helpful, you know what to do, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!